going, everyone? Zabby here, and we're back with another episode of No Money Spent here in Fishing Planet, and we are going to be heading back to Michigan today, but we got a couple things we need to do before we go back. We need to spend some of our cash. I got up to $78,000. I spent like 10 or 11 days in Michigan, and I did some on live stream, and we really saved up a good amount of money. But before we do that, let's make sure to buy our license right now, just so we can make sure we have enough money to go back, because we don't want to mess up and then not have enough money to go back. One thing I want to let you guys know, I have a link in the description for a thing called TubeBuddy. It's very helpful if you're building a YouTube channel. So if you are a YouTuber and you're looking to, you know, help yourself out a little bit, I use it. It makes things a lot easier. I have an affiliate link down in the description below, so you will support my channel while actually growing your channel. So if you're a YouTuber, make sure to check that out. I use it all the time. It's a great tool, and I just wanted to let you guys know about it. But let's get into the video here. So first things first is we're gonna need some more shiners. So let's just go right away and let's buy some shiners, because we definitely are gonna need some, since we're going back to Michigan and we already used quite a few here. Obviously it depends on how much money you guys have saved up, if you, how many you want to buy. But I bought like 200 or something, and I think I had like 60 left over, and that was 10 days, so it's not too bad. You do make your money back, so it's not the end of the world. Now the biggest thing we're going to be doing is upgrading our keepnet, and it's very expensive. So we're going to this level 31 keepnet. It's double the size of our current stringer, and we can handle 20 kilogram max fish weights. So that is very important, and make sure you equip it before you leave, because we do not want to forget that at all. And also, if you guys watched my last video, I really hate this rod stand anywhere other than the Everglades, so we're gonna go ahead and just sell that straight up, and we are gonna sell our fish jail as well, just to make a little bit of money back. Another thing we're gonna buy really quick is some 7.0 hooks. This is gonna get us a little bit more trophy fish. So all you're gonna do is go ahead, equip those, and that's gonna help you get a little bit bigger pike. And now that we can keep the uniques that we catch, if we do get a unique, even if it's a long fight, at least we can keep them now, and that's really what matters at the end of the day. Is before we couldn't keep the biggest uniques, but now we can. I was gonna buy a spinning rod in this episode, but I think I'm gonna wait till the next one, just so we have enough money, because I want to go with something a little bit better than necessarily just this base level Thora here. We might go for a Loki or something, but we'll do that in the next episode. That is why I bought the tackle box, but I think I'm going to hold off a little bit. We're going to get a lot more money now because we got the bigger keep net, so it shouldn't be too long before we can afford to get ourselves at least another float rod or another spinning rod, or both. So I don't really want to worry about that too much right now. In terms of line and durability, we should be okay for another couple day trip here. It seems like everything is going to survive this. I do kind of want to get another rod just so we have one in our hand, but I think it's all right for now. Another thing we're going to be saving up for is one of these kayaks so we can catch muskie. Again, it's not something we need right now. We can afford it, but we'd be a little bit short on our travel expenses. But we're going to have a lot of money saved up. So there is a couple of stuff you could buy, like if you want to change your setup a little bit more, I mean, we buy another rod, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to save my money, so I got 20k left over, and just head back to Michigan right now. But before you leave, double check, make sure you put on the new keep net, guys. Make sure you have the a different rod stand than that green one, because that thing was driving me absolutely crazy. If you do want to bring some other bait and other hooks, now's a good time to do it if you'd like. I'm not going to, because there's really nothing I want to catch other than pike right now and muskie, so I'm just going to go ahead and just stick with this for now. But if you guys do want to bring some other stuff, feel free to go ahead and do that. We got 136 shiners, and we got some small minnows. We should be good to go here in terms of getting a good amount of money back for this trip. So make sure you have your license and head out to Michigan. We are back in the pike hole spot. There is a couple other spots we're going to fish, and I will show you guys them later in the video, just because I like to move around a little bit when I fish here, and I get a little bit bored. But there's a spot over by the dock on this side. There's a spot down there, a spot on this side as well. So I'll show you guys those spots as well. But for now, we're just going to go back to the pike hole spot, and we're just going to do the same thing as last video. Now we got the 7.0 hooks, so a lot bigger hooks, and we're just going to keep on fishing. We got a fish on already, nice and quick. Hopefully it's a decent sized one, but the bite rate's going to be pretty similar to what it was in the last video. It might be a little bit slower just because you're going to get some bigger pike than before, and you're going to have some battles if you do get a big unique on here. But now that we can keep them, it's definitely worth your while to use the bigger hook sizes. But if you do want to just keep going after bite rate and just get a lot more fish a lot faster, and you're just here to make money, then definitely go back to the 4 hooks. That works too. I swap back and forth just because I get a little bit bored. Another tip is you can also just run over here. If the pike comes over here, you can just run a lot closer and make it a lot easier to get the fish in, just like that. And then I just usually run back because we got another one on. There we go. We got a nice trophy. And then we still have time to go grab this one. This one looks like a half decent sized pike as well, which is pretty awesome. Could even potentially be a unique, but with these rods you never really know if it's going to be a trophy or a unique, just because of they're a little bit underpowered for this, that's for sure. But let's run over here, bring this guy in, make it a lot easier on ourselves. And there we go. We grab this one as well. If the bite dies out while you're at this spot, another spot I like to go to is just to the left here. Now, people do fish right here all the time. You can see that whenever you're in a public lobby, and that's kind of similar to that spot. But I also sometimes like to just go down here, go to this little clearing right here, and then I just put down my rod stand, and I just cast right in front of the weeds right here. This spot's okay. It works sometimes, but I kind of just like moving around here in Michigan just because the bite does drop off quite a bit, and sometimes I get a little bit bored. And so I usually do like a little rotation from that spot to this spot, and then I go to the other side of the lake, and then sometimes back to the pike hole. So it really just depends on what I'm feeling like. But you can always do this. If you don't catch any fish here, then maybe go back to the pike hole or check out one of the other spots. So it looks like we got a decent sized fish on in this spot. I just actually had to cast it a little bit to the right of the bobber that's still in the water. So this spot does work relatively okay. But just like any other spot in Michigan, you kind of have to rotate along with the fish. But still, looks like it's a decent sized fish. Could be a muskie as well. Sometimes you do get muskie in this spot, and sometimes you get muskie in the other spot I'm going to show you. But for the most part, you do get pike. And if this is a pike, it's going to be a decent sized pike, which would be absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to go reel this bad boy in, and we'll see what we got. There we go. So we did pull in a muskie here. 338 XP, $736. Just a normal one. And still decent XP, and our rods aren't necessarily built for the muskie, but with the 7.0 hooks, we are going to get some for sure. So if you do get a couple muskie and you're kind of sick and tired of getting them, maybe go down to the 4.0 hooks and you should be all right. We grabbed a nice size trophy northern pike out of this spot, $1,300 and 420 XP. With this setup, that's 3 green arrows, so just great money. And we are finally over the 50 kilogram mark, which we wouldn't have been able to go over because of our old keepnet, but now we can, and we're already at $9,300. So I'm gonna go swap to a different spot here quickly just to show you guys, and we'll fish from there. So if you just come back to the first spawn in point here at the King of Green Bay, just go to the right. You can fish here if you'd like, but I kind of like fishing off this dock right here, and that's kind of what I do, is I just fish towards the right here. I have seen people fish towards the left as well, or even out into the middle, but I'm just gonna fish towards the right and just drop my bobbers into the water, my lines into the water right here, and see what we get. All right, we got a fish on in this spot. Hopefully it's a decent sized fish, but you really just got to cast out relatively short right here and you should be okay. Looks like a decent fight, but we're so close that it doesn't really matter. But there you go, there's a northern pike. Now I'm going to show you guys the last spot, and you will get some muskie here as well as pike. But I want to show you guys the spots now, so that way you guys can try them out. I don't want to show them out in all the different videos. So just keep going to the right here, and if you guys have watched the Pike video, the beginner's guide video on Michigan before, you'll know this spot. And I did do it for the muskie spot as well, but you just run over here, and this is just right from the spawn, and it's just this spot right here next to these the bushes here. You can also go to the right a little bit more, but I just like it here. I'm just going to cast out a little bit here. You can just kind of cast in this general area. There's not a specific spot, but anywhere over here should work. So just throw your lines in there. You will get some muskie, so if you don't want to get muskie, go to a smaller hook size, guys, and then it should avoid at least the big muskie and you'll be all right. I'm just going to throw these all over here and just hopefully catch a decent sized fish. If we do get a uni muskie on, it'll definitely be a long fight. You can see we got a bite there, but we're just waiting on it. So I'm gonna fish here for a little bit, maybe fill up my keep net from this spot, and then go back to the pike hole. Oh, look at that, we got a fish on already. Perfect. Let's see what we got on here. Feels decently heavy. It would be nice to get a uni pike on to see if we are actually able to bring it in with this rod, because they get up to like 30 kilograms and we have what, I think it's a 10 kilogram rod, so it'd be a long fight, that's for sure. But once we get a kayak or a boat, it's going to be a lot easier to go out and target muskies a little bit more and try and bring them in. But for right now, we're just going to keep going after pike. Got another one on here. Let's hope for at least a trophy. That would be nice. Get that money and get that XP. We're up to 65 kilograms already, which is pretty good. I'm excited to see how much we make. I mean, in theory, it should be double the amount. So we should get something like, what, 16K per day without premium, which honestly is pretty solid. And then we take away the 2,000 to extend the trip. So about 14K per day fishing here, which is a good amount of money, especially when it's pretty easy compared to what we've been doing. It's a lot faster than fishing in the Everglades. This looks like a decent fish, though. It is definitely fighting a little bit here. We're just gonna let her run with it, see what it does, and once the slack gets a little bit loose, we're just gonna tighten her up and bring this bad boy in. It would be really nice to grab a unique pike for this video. We did get one after the last video. I didn't get a chance to record it because I was watching a movie, but we did get a unique pike over at the pike hole after I was done recording the first episode in Michigan here. There we go. Should bring him in right now. Nice and easy. Or at least get close. Gonna fight with me a little bit. But if you guys have any suggestions for the series, let me know down below. I think when I do get some bottom rods, we're gonna head to Alberta. We're definitely gonna check out Alaska in this series too, because I kind of want to try out some different spots and all that. So it'll be interesting once we go to these different places. But for now, I think we're gonna save up a lot of money, grab a boat. I might not even end up buying a third rod right away. I might just wait until I get a bottom rod and go from there, because these setups do work relatively okay for now. Here we go. We're about to bring this bad boy in, as long as he doesn't run. Let's see what we got here. Looks like a muskie to me. Oh, just a big pike. Trophy northern pike. 486 XP. $1,400. You absolutely love to see it. I went back to the pike hole, and I'm pretty sure we got a unique on the line right now. I've been fighting with it for about 3 minutes or so, and it basically hasn't come in yet. I could be wrong. It could just be a big trophy, but I have a feeling it could potentially be a unique, and I kind of wanted to get it, a recording of it. So if it's not the end of the world, but I wanted to see if it is, just so I can show you guys that you can bring them in on this rod. But now it's coming in a little bit easy, so I don't think it is. But all right, let's find out. No, just a big trophy, so not bad. Still 547 XP, $1,600. I mean, you can't go wrong anyways. It wasn't the unique I was looking for. All right, so I went ahead and went to the next day. We got $17,000, 5,000 XP. If we had premium, it would have been $25,000. So I'd say we did pretty well. We're up to $34,000 already. So honestly, if we just stay here a couple more days, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're going to have enough money to probably buy another rod, buy a boat, all that stuff. It's going to be great. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will catch you guys in the next one. I'm going to fish for a couple days here, and hopefully we get a good amount of money, maybe grab a unique or two. But I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see everyone later. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Ring the bell so you don't miss a single video. Check out the description for links to my other social media platforms like Twitch, where I stream 5 days a week. Come hang out live. It's a lot of fun. Also, make sure to come type a comment. Tell me to catch more fish or whatever you guys want. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.